Greetings and welcome to this week's Knoll Lutheran Midweek Check-In. Well, this past Sunday we heard the story of Joseph. You may remember Joseph from the musical Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Well, in that story in Genesis, which encompasses Genesis chapter 37 through 50, we learn the story of Joseph and his father Jacob and his 11 brothers. At the beginning of the story, we are told that Joseph is Jacob's favored son, and this creates some difficulty with his brothers who are jealous of him, and they sell him into slavery. Joseph eventually finds himself living in Potiphar's household as a slave in Egypt. There he rises to a position of authority, but soon thereafter he is accused of a crime he does not commit and is thrown in jail. Later, his ability to interpret dreams gives him a position in Pharaoh's household. And Pharaoh is so impressed with Joseph that he gives him a high position and he becomes entrusted with Egypt's entire agricultural economy. Throughout the whole story, Joseph has many highs and many lows. He experiences betrayal and injustice, and he also experiences trust and success and accountability, and he also rises to a position in which he can be a light to the nations, fulfilling the promise that was given to his great-grandfather Abraham. At the end of the story, Joseph's brothers come to him in Egypt, and they don't know who Joseph is. They just see him as a prominent person in Pharaoh's government. There's a famine in the land, and they ask Joseph if he would provide them with food. Joseph had every right to deny them after what they had done to him, after the mistreatment and evil that they had done to him as they sold him into slavery and told their father that Joseph was dead. But Joseph does not respond with vengeance or retribution or revenge. Instead, he welcomes them into his household. He gives them food to bring back to the land of Canaan where they resided. And he says, "Come back and bring our father and all the family back to Egypt and live with me." In this story, we learn that God often is working behind the scenes, even in trying and difficult times, to bring about something good, to accomplish God's will, that light would reign in the midst of hard and trying and difficult times. Well, has there been a time in your life where perhaps you weren't aware of it in the moment, like Joseph wasn't, but later on you discover that God had put you in a position to bring about good, even though it was a difficult period of time before that opportunity had arisen? Well, I invite you to share your experience or your story of how God was present in a difficult time, or in a time when it was perhaps there was some evil being done in the world, and afterward you saw that God was indeed active, even though you weren't aware of it, or perhaps we as a people weren't aware of it in the moment. Well, thank you for sharing your reflection on our social media, and thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you soon, and until then, peace be with you.